Don't get sticky toffee all over your dick. Again. Oh dear, right.
Get on the stage.
On the stage, I'm not comfortable there. Right. It's quite a long speech, but I'll try and make it as quick as I can because there was just so much to mention. It's been difficult to know what to say in a speech, especially when there's no bride, because a lot of tradition goes out the window. And a lot of people always ask, like so many gay couples get asked, so which one's the girl?
Which one is the girl?
Well, I trawled the internet and I've nicked a few ideas from speeches that I've found on it. So I'm sure, first of all, you'll agree that my beautiful bride Sarah looks stunning to me. Now, I know that a few of you have been getting worried or excited because you're attending a gay wedding, or as we like to call it, a wedding. There may have been concerns about walking into something that looks like the Blue Oyster Bar out of Police Academy, with loads of hairy men in leather chaps getting off with each other and dancing to ABBA. Well, equally, some of you will be disappointed that that hasn't happened. I don't want to mention any specific tables. Since though, we want to thank everybody here. We're aware that most of you have travelled a very, very long way to be here with us, and many of you getting flights and hotels, and it really does mean everything for the people that are in this room. You're here because we wanted you here, and we're so glad that you were able to make it. We genuinely mean that, Dave, so thank you very much. Ryan and I we've been very lucky people. Firstly, we met each other, and I'll get on to how that happened in a bit. But because we both have the most amazing parents, and I know that seems like an easy thing to say in a speech at a wedding, thanking the parents. Haven't they been amazing, blah, blah, blah. But we really are blessed to have mums and dads that have shown us so much love in both of our cases. Patience, understanding, support. We haven't been easy sons. I think we both know that. We haven't been easy brothers. I think we both know that as well.
I'll show you the scars later.
Where were we? And some of it probably been a little bit awkward and difficult, with sometimes feeling that we don't fit in or we're not normal. But we both have mums and dads sat here with us that don't care about any of that.
You're very normal.
If you want to see what real unconditional love is, then just have a look at our mums and dads, because they personify exactly what that means.
Oh, dude.
You need to swallow that mic then.
Would be the first time I saw this. And this colour. Now, we've had a lot of video calls backwards and forwards with our mums and dads, mainly talking about dresses and shoes over the past few months, and even the mums have been talking about it. I'm sure you'll all agree, we think it's paid off, because both of our mums look absolutely amazing today, and you've done a good job with the dads too. You're wearing this. Firstly, we want to thank Betty and Norman. You've opened up your heart, your house, and your life to me, and I love you with all my heart. On holiday, Betty and I became breakfast buddies, and now I get to call you Mum for real. There's definitely a special bond between a son, but more importantly, I think a gay son and his mum, and I see that every day in Ryan's eyes when he talks about you. I can understand why, because you're an amazing woman who manages to make an immense amount of noise while walking. Those of you that are in the know will understand that. Norman, I know you won't want me to be soppy, but sod it, I'm going to. I don't say this lightly when I say you are a true gentleman, a man who is a great dad, gentle and kind. You have both made me feel so welcomed and loved in your family with all of your heart, and I love you with all of mine. I now have a family here, in Spain and in Belfast. You've done an amazing job as parents to Ryan. We quite often chat about our upbringing with each other, and let's face it, Ryan's was a little unusual. But seriously, he misses you and talks about you every day. I want to reassure you, you can take the boy out of Belfast, but nobody can ever take Belfast out of the boy.
No.
We both love you with all of our hearts.
Same here.
Now to my mum and dad. I love you with all my heart and then some. Of course, pretty much everyone thinks their mum and dad are amazing, but I don't think that quite describes the types of parents that you are. You sacrificed so much for me. You've never stopped looking after me. And for those of you that don't know, I was diagnosed with HIV 11 years ago. I felt incredibly ill and I was bedridden for the best part of a month. I lost 2 stone in weight and I was incredibly ill. And my mum and dad nursed me back to health. And when I told them I was gay, it was fine. When I told them I was HIV positive, it was fine. When I told them I was wearing women's clothes for a living and covered myself in tattoos, that was fine. When I told them I'd met an amazing lad from Northern Ireland, they said, the whole gay HIV cross-dressing thing is fine, but you better not be a fucking Catholic. I'm just kidding. I just put that in for laughs. Basically, nothing phases my mum and dad, and that might be because I've already put them through so much. By the way, I'm pregnant.
You can't have Martin.
But nothing phases my mum and dad because everything they do is done with love. And mum and dad, we love you with all of our hearts. Now, what can I say about my maid of dishonour? Or as I know, a go-go. Go-go has been part of my life for so many years, back to the days when we used to go out to gay clubs, and I always wondered why nobody would come and try and chat me up even though the place was packed. I later on found out that she told every man that tried to approach me that she was my girlfriend and I had to back off. But I'm glad you did, because in one way or another, it's brought me here today. So, you do truly look beautiful today. For those that have only just met Jojo today, I've known her for so many years. And let's just say that she's half the woman that she used to be. Because she was a size 20... 24. That's been kind. And she's always been beautiful to me, inside or out, and I love you very much. I think you're even more beautiful inside, if that's possible. As I knew when I was getting married, I wanted you to be part of it. I love you and the piglet loves you just as much. Now to an equally beautiful young lady, and I say young lady because you are every bit of a lady. Even though when I first met you, you were a girl with an infatuation with Justin Bieber. It is of course the wonderful Sophie, who looks absolutely stunning and beautiful today. You've always been stunning and beautiful, but when I met you, you were a young girl, and now you are a stunning young lady. And I think you deserve a big cheer because I think you're amazing. Jamie. AKA Wee Ma. I love you especially because you managed to keep your Uncle Ryan in check. And every time we visit Belfast, you beat him up, which I get a little bit of pleasure out of sometimes.
You mean a lot.
Yeah. And that's why I will continue to love you. As soon as we spoke about who we wanted at our wedding, your Uncle Ryan, so straight away, I want Jamie to look after the alcohol. But we decided on the safer options, there was Usher and Garden with the presents. So that is Jamie. Now, Norman, the middle brother.
That's Jane.
Now, the idea of the best man is to tell stories about the groom on the day, but I have a really funny feeling most of the stories you have about Ryan could not be told. The beauty of brothers is they're always there for each other, no matter what. You may be across the water, but your brother's bonds are strong. That's pain. I wasn't supposed to say that, sorry. We thank you so much for being part of our day, and we both love you with all of our heart. So thank you. Now, my best man, Johnny. Thank you is not enough, really. Johnny is my best man and one of my very best friends, and there are only 3 people in this room that are not family, that I've known for as many years than I care to look back on. One is Jojo, one is my Auntie Steph, who isn't my auntie. It's weird, I don't know. And Johnny. And you've been there for me when I was poorly, in times of hysterical laughter, good and bad times. We've travelled the world together, screaming off the back of a tuk-tuk in Thailand, smoking sheesh pipes in Turkey, and watching me get inappropriately felt up once in a Thai foot massage and not helping me and just sitting there fucking laughing. The story behind that is we went to the massage parlour in Bangkok and it just said foot massage, and we sat in chairs, they reclined back, and the woman started doing my feet and going, "Oh, you're married?" But no. And my hand started to go all further up to the shirt, all the way under my shirt to the top of my groin, and I was looking for help and he was just laughing and going, It was not a happy ending. We've had so many great adventures, and that is why you had to be part of this one. We both love you and Phil with all of our hearts, and that is my very best friend Johnny, and that's why he's my best man. I'm getting there. There's also another young lady who looks truly beautiful today, and we've actually got a little gift for you which we'll be giving you shortly, because the gift is for being the most beautiful young girl in the room, and that's going to Lila Jane. So thank you very much, Lila. And finally, the piglet. Right. I'm not sure why we ended up calling you the piglet. I think it's just because of the noise that you make when you snore. It could be because of his beautiful face. I first saw his face when I was in a tattoo shop, and I walked past him and thought that he was genuinely the most beautiful man I'd ever seen. I smiled, and he ignored me. And sort of a few weeks later in the supermarket, in the same little village across the road from the tattoo shop, and I held the door open for him in the Spa supermarket as he walked past. And he did say thanks, and he did smile. And there was a film called In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood, and there's a bit in that film where he sees a girl, and he's standing there and he's saying to himself as she walks away, she looks back, she's interested, and she looks back, she's interested. And I thought, I'll do the same. So I stood there and I held the door open and carried on walking. I thought, he looks back, he's interested. In the film, she was interested.
He was going to work.
So I said to myself, if he looks back as interested, he wasn't. And Ryan walked, kept on going and didn't look back. So I just presumed it was a no. I saw him a couple more times in various places, nothing at all, not even a recognition of the smile. So I thought I had to let the idea go that he would be interested. Then I saw his picture appear on a dating app. Many weeks later. So I messaged him and I said, "Hi, I've seen you in the tattoo shop loads of times." And his reply was, "Well, I've never seen you." However, we got talking. Straight after talking for about 5 minutes, he asked me my telephone number, which I thought was a bit weirdly strong. But I gave him my telephone number and we spoke for a good couple of hours. And then we went on a date. And I went to his flat. And that is where he was quite chatty, and as I also found out that night, incredibly drunk. But like a gentleman, I left with my morals intact, if you know what I mean. And I was smitten. The second day didn't go quite as well as that. In short, he had been out for the evening to a rock concert or something in Coventry and told me to meet him outside of his flat, so I parked up and waited. And I saw this vision stumbling towards the car. And what had actually happened was, as he got out of the taxi, he dropped his flat keys down the storm drain. So he decided to lift the cover of the storm drain up, but because he was so pissed, he dropped it. It went straight down into the water and covered him in shit. He then walked up to the car, I wound down the window and he went, "Give me a kiss." To which I said no and wound up the window. And from that night, it was so funny, so fantastic, so charming, how could I not fall for him? Now, those of you that know the Piglet know that he has had an unusual few years. I won't go into massive details, but he's completely turned his life around. If there was an award for a person who's transformed themselves, it would go to him. And he's also transformed my life as well. You've made somebody that didn't invest in people emotionally into, well, today, clearly a proven emotional wreck. I love the fact that you cuddle up like a ball when you're in bed. I love the fact that you tickle my head until I fall asleep if I have problems with my medication. I love the fact that you care about so many people. And I also love the little birthmark on the back of your neck. You're so handsome, and I love the fact that you love me. Today you've made me the happiest man in the world, and I love you. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, tall or short, love is love. We have the usual battles ahead of us, but it's nothing we haven't dealt with before. So please everybody raise a glass to the Piglet, and love is love. Love is love. Cheers. Johnny, it's your turn.